Hi guys, this is Bano. Now let's see how you can launch an instance in the AWS. So I'm going to launch Ubuntu instance and I'm going to install Apache in that. So Apache is a web server, and let's see how we can install Apache in the Ubuntu machine provided by AWS. I'll click on EC2 instance, and once EC2 instance is open, and I'll click on running instances. Since no running instances are there, it will not show anything. But in the previous session we have terminated an instance, that's why it is showing in the list, but it will go out of this box in few minutes. I'll click on the launch instance. Now I will select the Ubuntu. I will search for Ubuntu here, and you can select 16. You can select 18 in the version as well. I have selected a 16. That's up to you. And I click on next, and click on next. I click on name tag. I will make it as Ubuntu and 16 version, and I click on next, configure security. I will select the security group as a Linux security group. So now if you don't want existing security group, you can create a new one, but make sure, since this is a Ubuntu machine which is based on Linux, you must enable port 22. In my case, I am compromising on security somewhat. That is why I select anywhere. And in the add rule, you can select on the drop down like all traffic, so that it will be easy for you. Since you are as a student, you are learning, that is okay. But in the real-time corporate world, you should not allow like this. So we will see that in some time later. This is same configuration I have in the other security group. I will select Linux security group and click on review and launch. I think in couple of seconds it will launch. Since I already have the key pair, I will select this thing. If you don't have, you can create a new one by click on the create a new pair and click on the launch instance. Now the instancing is being launched. So meanwhile it is launched. I will open Git bash in my machine, because I prefer in a Git bash way rather than using PuTTY. There are different ways of connecting to the instance which is created in the AWS. So I choose Git bash. If you don't have Git bash, you can download and install from the internet. I selected Git bash like this, and you can type cd so that you can go to profile, and you can go to downloads, because my keeper is download in the download section. So I navigated to the downloaded folder. Now I will see within a minute the instance is created and it is in the running state. So I will select this instance. To connect to the instance, click on the connect and copy the command which has given by AWS example. You can use this command as it is. Click on the Ubuntu instance and paste it here. Now it will ask you to connect, type yes and press enter. So this is how you can log into the instance which you have created in the AWS. Now I wanted to install a software called Apache. For that, before installing any software, you need to make a fresh update. That is why I type a command apt-get update. This will refresh. Since this is a root command, we need to run with a sudo. Sudo means this will provide the root access for your command. So once you press type sudo, it will be able to run. So whenever you see unable to, could not open the log file, means you don't have proper access. So if you add sudo means the command will run. So this is the command to refresh all of the repositories content. So you must run this command before installing any software, especially in the Ubuntu. After that, run sudo apt-get install Apache 2 -y. Apache 2 is a basic web browser, and -y I have given because it is the confirmation command. Now the Apache 2 is being installed in the Ubuntu machine. Now I'll clear the screen. I will see what is the status service Apache 2 status. That means we wanted to see what is the installed software status. You can see active and running. So this is how you can install a software in the Ubuntu, and you can see the status is active and running. At the same time, you can open this browser in the browser. I will go to Ubuntu AWS. I would select the public IP address, copy this IP address as a public one, IPv for public IP, copy this IP address, and the next tab you can simply paste this IP address. So the default Apache web browser will be open this in the new tab. See, you can see Apache to Ubuntu default page. If you are able to see this page means you are able to install Apache web server in the Ubuntu machine. So for all this was happened in the AWS using AWS. I will go back. Now I will see how to uninstall this Apache. I will run the same command. Yes, sudo apt-get purge. Purge is the command to uninstall Apache 2. I'll press enter. It will ask you to the confirmation. If you don't want to give it like this, you can simply pass in the command like -y. So now it will remove the Apache from this Ubuntu. This is like uninstalling a software from the server. This is Ubuntu machine. In the same way, in the Windows, if you recall, we use exe files or Microsoft install MSC files to install, and then we'll go to control panel, and then we will uninstall a software. See, now we have uninstalled, and if you go to the browser and refresh, it will not be able to display this default page because that software is being removed. Now I can install another web browser called Nginx. So I will run a command called sudo apt-get install. This is common command. After that only we need to put the package name. Now the package name is Nginx. I'll press enter. It will ask you the configuration. I will give y and press enter. Now it is going to install the Nginx. This is another web browser. So you can use any web browser, not web browser, web server. So I'll clear the screen. I will see the service status, service Nginx status. You can see the service is active and running. So that is how you can install a software. Yeah, so that is how you can install a software in the Ubuntu machine. So this is one way of installation, but this is not only the way. So there are a couple of other ways like extracting a zip file and moving to a certain user bin location. We will see those things in the further sessions. Now I wanted to see in the browser. Let me refresh. So since this Apache Ubuntu default page index.html file is already placed in the previous file installation, previous Apache installation, the same page being reloaded in this Nginx also, but this is not correct because Nginx has a different web page to show. Since we previously installed Apache, the same default web page is being carried over here. No, but that's okay. If you really wanted to delete this one, you can delete and reinstall Nginx. That's a different concept. Now I wanted to uninstall Nginx. So what I do, sudo apt-get purge Nginx. This is how you can uninstall the software. Now the software configuration is removed. Now I will go to etc is the folder where all the default configuration is there. So when you install Nginx, it should show you a different web page rather than previously installed Apache web page. Now what I will do, I will remove previously installed Apache web page and freshly install Nginx and will show you a different one. I'll go to HTML path and I will remove index.html. So space -rf index HTML and I will type sudo. So I have removed this file. Now I will install the Nginx. Sudo apt-get install Nginx-y. This is how it will install Nginx, and if I reload, it will show a different web page. This is the default web page for Nginx. Previously, it was incorrectly showing Apache web page because we first installed the Apache web browser and web server, and then we uninstall it. But in the during the uninstallation process, it did not delete all the files, all the required files, and then we install Nginx. So that Nginx preloaded with existing data. So that's why it was showing previous Apache page. Now I have deleted the previously created Apache page so that the default web page of Nginx has been displayed here. You please practice on this thing and let me know if you have any questions. Since our task is done by installing Apache and Nginx, let's terminate the instance. Click on the actions and click on instance state and click on the terminate. Don't forget to terminate. Since you are using a free tier and free tier version, that is fine somewhat. But anyway, you terminate the instance after your work is done.